Okay, now we want to know the uplift force. The uplift force due to the groundwater flow can adversely affect the stability of structures such as dams. So the uplift force is the force that triggers the pressure. So we need to know the force that per unit length. So it can be found by using the Simpsons Rule, okay, that referring to the water pressure distribution just now. Alright, so this is the equations of the Simpsons Rule. So we have PW delta X over 3. So PW is the uplift force. So we have the U naught plus UN. The U naught is the first water pressure in the data, and the UN is the final pore water pressure in the data. So from the data, we have the sequence of the pore water pressure. The sequence can in even numbers and also in the odd number. So for the pore water pressure that in an even number, the total of that will times with 2, and for the pore pressure that in odd sequence, the total of that will times with 4. So how we use these equations, I will show you. Okay, this is the Simpsons Rule. So as I mentioned earlier, that the interval must be even number. So that's why we divide it by 10. Okay. It depends on the length, or it depends on your scale. Maybe it suit with 6, so you use 6. It suit with 8, so you use 8. Alright. Okay. So now this is the data that we have from the pore water pressure distributions. So we already divided it into 10. So we have 10 sub intervals from point A to point K, that each delta X is 2.5. From point to point is 2.5. Okay, so this is the point, this is the X. Okay, and we also have already calculated the pore water pressure for each point interval. So okay, as I label the U, so the first pore water pressure calculated is the U naught. Okay, and then we have U1, U2, 3 till the final U that have been calculated is U10. Okay, so to use this equation, alright, so we have the delta X, which is 2.5 meter, and then we'll be simply divide by 3. Okay, and then for the U naught here, so the U naught, as I mentioned, this is for the first value of calculated pore water pressure. So in the sequence, this is the first one, U naught, so this is the value 88.07. So you have 88.07 here, and then plus with the UN, here is the final calculated U pore water pressure. So the U10, which is 31.72, so this is 31.72. Now for this one, we will times with 2 for the pore water pressure that in even sequence. So if you notice here that number 1 is odd number, number 2 is even number, 3 is odd number. So any pore water pressure that in even sequence, so we will total it and then times with 2. So this is the value. Alright, so that's why you have 2 times with the 84.6, 74.88, 62.89, and 48.51. So this total will times with 2. And then for the rest of odd number in sequence, so the U, which is U1, U3, U5, U7 and U9 will be total and times with 4. So that's why here we have 86.87, okay, 80.28, 69.49 and 55.7, and the last one is 40.71. All the odd numbers total and then times with 4. And you solve these calculations, you will get the uplift force is 1662.28 kilonewton. So you should use your own flow net, okay, how you will get the uplift force. Okay, so this is how we use the Simpson rule to get the uplift force.